Alright guys, so this has been by far the most requested video I've ever done. I'm going to show you the 5 methods I use for finding products on Amazon. This is the second video in a 2-part series, so if you haven't seen the first part from a couple of weeks ago, which is product research criteria, I highly recommend checking that out because the criteria is more important than the methods I'm going to show you. If you can understand the criteria and different ways of interpreting the data, that is much more valuable, and then it doesn't really matter almost what method you use, you will be able to use that to find products and opportunities on Amazon. So let's jump straight into it. I've got 5 methods, so I'm going to go at quite a pace in this video. So if I go through anything too quickly, just slow the video down and rewatch it again. Before I just jump into the 5 methods though, remember to establish the goals for your product first before you begin searching. So do you want to make £1,000 a month from this product? Do you want to make £2,000 per month? Because if you know how much you want to make from that product, it impacts the criteria that you're looking for that product. And again, go back to my previous video on that subject, which explains it all in much more detail. So once you know how much you want to make, then it's time to start your searching. So the 5 methods, and the first one is called the negative searching, and this is how I found my first product. I've done a video on this when this channel first started, but I'm going to keep it much more concise this time because I've got 4 other methods to show you as well. So we're going to flick over to Amazon and I'm going to show you how this works. I'm just going to close that down because that was one of the examples I was just looking at. So what we do is we go to Amazon, go to the top and just put in a minus sign and then a random combination of characters, basically anything that is going to appear in any of the product titles that are on Amazon. Then that will bring up all of the products that you can then filter by category and then subsequently filter by price as well. So just to go back to that example I was looking at, we're going to take the baby category, and within the baby category, what Amazon will do, as soon as you load the main category, it will show you lots of their best-selling, or as they call them, their featured products. So you know all of these products sell really well. But also what you'll find is quite often they suggest the same product or variations of the similar products. So you want to filter those out to give you a much better list to work from. So I'm just going to have a quick look through this list to see if there's any duplicate products that I want to start excluding, or if there's any products that aren't of interest that I want to exclude generally from the results. So the first thing I see is nappies. I don't want to be selling nappies, so I'm going to exclude that from the list. I'm seeing a lot of toys, which in baby you expect, but I'm going to exclude toys because we're close to Christmas, so any sales figures for toys are going to be skewed. There's the nappies again, so that's why I want to exclude that. So I'm going to exclude toys, I'm going to exclude nappies. I can see here someone with the same brand. Some of the big brand names, like Tommy TP is a big brand name, I might exclude them because I don't necessarily be searching for products that are brand dominated. So if we put in a minus sign then toys, a minus sign then nappies, and then a minus sign then Tommy, that will exclude all of those products, and you'll see we get a much better variation in the listing for different products to look at. So the next thing after that is to filter these by price. So we don't want to be selling products below. I personally, my threshold is about £20. I would go as low as 15, but generally I'm searching £20 upwards, and I will search up to £40 normally. Then I click go. So now I've got a big list of products in this baby category that I know sell really well because they're Amazon's featured products, and they're at a price point where generally there's normally an opportunity to make money. So once I've got that list, I then run the Jungle Scout extension, and you'll see it start generating the first list. And you'll also notice that in my list there's very clean, there's no sponsored listings, which I'm going to show you in a second. I extract 2 or 3 pages of results because then you can just get a list you can work through rather than doing 1 page and coming back. I'd rather set all the filters up, run 2 or 3 pages extract 2 or 3 pages of results, and then look through those for product ideas. So just loading up page 3. Whilst that loads up, I'm going to show you how I excluded sponsored listings. If you go to the hamburger menu in the top left corner, and then click on the columns button, there is a tick box for sponsored products. Untick that, and then you get a lovely list of clean results with no sponsored listings skewing the figures. So we've got 72 products extracted now from the first 3 pages, and now we're going to sort them by review order. So you can see there, if we click sort by reviews, you've got lots of products here with less than 100 reviews, and all of them doing triple figures. Every single one of these sales figures, if you wanted to sell 5 a day, at least it's easily going to cover these. So this is a great way of getting ideas. And then once you've found ideas, I just had to open the grow bag, I just showed you that, but let's look at some others. A breast pump, personally I wouldn't necessarily look to sell breast pumps because they're electronics, but let's run the figures anyway and see what we find. We're in baby. You might as well, you could go to all categories, but well, you can see it's actually the first word that's popped up there, breast pump. Let's move this out of the way or close it, and then we're going to rerun this. You can see there are lots of breast pumps. Let's rerun Jungle Scout, and then you get the individual results. So always make sure you search for the keyword, the main keyword for whichever product you're researching. And you can see there, as it turns out, breast pumps got very, pretty reasonable sales. This is what I'd look for, or is typical of the UK market, where you'll see the top half generally in 3 figures, and then it can drop off quite quickly for the second half of the page. And I've had a few people email me the same question, saying look, they found products all the time, the top 10 or so sell really well, and then the next 10 are quite low. That is very typical of the UK market, so if you see that, do not worry. Other than that, I mean, the reviews, most of the top sellers have got 3-figure reviews, and the rest, there's potentially an opportunity there. I mean, if you can look to, the price point's very good. I mean, the average is 65. I think that's been skewed, but I would say there's an opportunity there. Whether it's an exciting opportunity or an easy opportunity, I know that's another thing. It depends on your criteria and what you're trying to achieve. But just that one product, there is probably an opportunity there where you can make money if you can distinguish at a good price point, and make sure that you're delivering a reliable product. But breast pumps certainly wouldn't be for me just because of the electronics factor. So that's the first method, and that is my negative searching method. Okay, so on to my second method, which is category-based auto-suggest. Now, you might have seen something similar to this before. I'm just going to show you it again because it is quite a nice method. So go to the home page, click on the little drop-down and pick a category. For example, I'm going to stick with baby for this whole video. I'm going to go for baby again, and then just put a letter in. So I'm going to put letter A in, and Amazon is going to suggest all of the frequently searched terms. And you can see there, so what you do is you look through A, is there any ideas there? Don't know what those are, until I see something that I think, anti-colic baby bottles maybe, I think sterilizers, or put in a second character. So you might put AB, and you've got Abbott Nutrition, ABC Abacus, ABC Mat, maybe that's something that's interesting, so we'd look at ABC Mat. These look like an FBA product, I guess. Lots of people selling the same stuff. That's normally a good sign that it's FBA. Run the figures. Let's take a look. Not a huge amount of demand. I mean, you've probably got 4 or 5 sellers doing triple figures. So I would probably just exclude it that quickly because there's so few people with wide demand. So let's try AC. Let's try an activity mat instead. Let's run again. Bear in mind, anything you're searching at the moment could be skewed by Christmas, so always bear that in mind. But let's take a look at the Jungle Scout for activity mats. Yeah, you can already see this one's got more people selling 3 figures. Some of these selling quite a lot actually. Again, reviews are quite high, but let's sort this by monthly sales and then see if any of the people with high sales have got low reviews, because that's always a good way of seeing an opportunity in the market if people with low reviews. For example, there's someone with 27 reviews selling 500, selling like, okay, it's Fisher Price. It's a bit different when it's a brand. But if you see this in another market where it's not the brand that's causing it, it can always be a good sign that there's opportunities there. But you can see there's people here with less than 100 reviews that are doing 150 plus per month, which is kind of the threshold I like to look upwards of. So yeah, there might be an opportunity in that product. Obviously, you do all your relevant tracking and research to see if there's opportunities there. So that is how the category auto-suggest work. You could do it, so you try let's see and look through this changing mats, and it's just a more, it's a less boring way than just sitting there on the Jungle Scout database or Viral Launch database, just putting in criteria. At least this way you can do stuff, you can see ideas that you wouldn't have ever thought of, and just see what comes up. It just makes it a bit more interesting. You can do this within subcategories as well. It will only return suggestions from within the category that you're actually in. And this actually brings me on to my third method, which is what I call the store raider, and this is how I found my second product. What I like to do, if someone's got a good FBA product and they're selling really well, the chances are they've got other FBA products. So that's why I like to go and raid their store and see what they're selling. So who are the best sellers for these activity mats? I'll see if I recognise it, or see if there's any unbranded ones there. So Fisher Price is there. Bright Starts. Let's take a look at Bright Starts, and then we'll go and click on their shop. And we shall see they're selling all baby stuff by the looks of things. But let's I don't know if Bright Starts is a baby brand that's common. I don't have kids, so it's not something I'll be aware of. But let's take a look. But again, you can see within their products they've got quite a lot of opportunities there where people are selling. Just to put in a brand I found earlier, for example, there was a brand I found called Inte, and they had a whole selection. You can see they've got gym bands, kids toys, all the sort of typical FBA products that you've probably seen in Jungle Scout at some point. And this is the great thing, you just raid their store for ideas, and if someone's selling well somewhere, chances are they've got other products that are selling well. And just load up their store, put in their brand name into the search, and run the Jungle Scout app, and you'll still see. This is a good example. You know, feel free to take a look through these guys' products later, but you can see they've got quite a lot of products selling well and without crazy amounts of reviews. So there's a lot, and there's so many companies like Inte that I've seen where I'm just looking through their catalogues, getting ideas for products to sell. So yeah, that's method 3. Method 4, which is hot new releases. You've probably seen this before. You go to the hot new releases link on Amazon, pick one of the categories, for example, baby products again, and then you get lots of ideas for people who've got products that have just launched. So your chances are they're going to be selling well and have fairly low reviews if they've just launched. And you can look through here for ideas for products. Look at the first one here. You know, bibs with sleeves, selling 300 a month. They've got 16 reviews. It's just another quick way. And then method 5, which is one that I haven't seen about actually, is the Amazon vouchers, or coupons as they call them. And this is a page on Amazon where they list all of the vouchers that are currently active on their website. Now usually if someone's got a voucher on their product, they're actively trying to promote it, and it's either for 2 reasons. One, it's a product they're launching, or 2, it's a really bad product and they're trying to sell it out. Hopefully it's for the first reason though. So look through here to get ideas. You know, you can't run Jungle Scout on this page, but you can certainly look at this and go, oh, okay, what's that? Click on it. Let's type, for example, click on that, and that is it's a nail lamp by the looks of things. So we go to the home page, make sure it's all categories for something like this. Nail lamp, is it? Just put nail lamp. Yeah, nail lamp, and you see all the suggestions there. So okay, nail lamp, nail lamp, search, wait for it to come up, and then run the Jungle Scout once it's finished loading. I just hit that a bit early, I think. There we go. We're starting to get some very slow figures. But you can see already the top half of these great figures. Let's see what the second half is. Well, it's quite a few. Over 3/4 of the front page are selling them 3 figures. Yes, there are some big reviewers. You know, there's people there with huge amounts of reviews. You know, 4-figure reviews is very hard to get. But again, there are people there with 2-figure reviews, selling 127, 327, 295. So again, there could be an opportunity there. I think I've seen this about the nail lamp actually, so it is quite a common FBA product, so I probably would avoid it just purely on the fact that everyone's doing it. But yeah, it just goes to show those 5 methods are just different ways of coming up with ideas. You know, I like negative searching. Also, I like the store radar. That's probably my favourite. I mean, as soon as you found one good product, you can look at all of the other related products they're selling. And I've found some sellers that have got like 1,000 to 2,000 products, and you've got kind of a day or two of data there to work through, and run it one by one and see if you can find opportunities. So hopefully you'll find at least one of those 5 methods useful. If you're using any of those methods already, or if you've got other methods that I haven't mentioned, please drop them in the comments. Okay, so on to the giveaway winner from last week's video. I've got Google ready to go, so I'm just going to give it a squeeze. Give me a number between 1 and 500.
Sure.
Here we go. Ooh,
346.
Is it going to focus? Sure, 346. There we go, so 346. Let's go and find out who the lucky winner is. So going back to last week's video, we have Party House Beats with a good number at 324. That's pretty close. Theo at 426, a little high. SES at 325. What was out there? 324. Oh, he's closer by 346. He's closer by 1 at the moment. 325. 250. 225. 10. So if I have got this right. Oh, actually no. Serial failure there at 347. I don't know how I missed that down. The first scroll down is 1 away. Now, hopefully serial failure isn't a sign of your FBA journey, but it looks like you are the lucky winner. So drop me an email and we'll arrange a call next week to run through where you are in FBA, or if you want to talk about anything else. as a video, I hope you all found it useful. Love to know what you think of the methods. If you haven't, please like the video. It makes a huge difference to the videos. And if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and maybe even that notification bell as well.